And we're live.
Yeah.
Crody.
Yeah.
You got to do it louder.
Yeah. We back.
Stop it, Aubrey.
What's good, people? It's your boy Icarus Gray.
And it's your homeboy Wordplay TJ.
And this is the No Rhyme or Reason podcast, where we talk about everything.
Everything for no reason at all.
These is wildin'.
You gonna get us demonetized early.
These folks is wildin'. Y'all know what we're here to talk about.
Of course.
There's no preamble. You know who we're here to talk about.
So let's get right into it. We got 4 different diss tracks. I would say 4.
4.
And we got 2 MCs going back to back. Well, kind of one MC going at the other one and one MC going for everybody else.
Yeah.
That's going for him. And it's just nuts, Crody.
It's not Euphoria.
Yeah.
It's definitely not a euphoric feeling.
Crody is slang for bro or friend.
So let's get into Euphoria. Just as a recap, in general, we're not going to break down lyrics there. The only lyrics we're about to break down today are going to be between Family Matters and Meet the Grams, just because they're the most recent. And I ain't got time to go through all of Euphoria. Neither one of us do. Here's our takeaways.
What was the purpose of Euphoria from your point of view?
Euphoria, to me, I feel like he did 616 in LA first. Because the poignant line of saying, don't tell lies about me and I won't tell truths about you, feels like he already had something in the chamber. And I think with both of their work schedules, y'all had these things set up. And I'm not like discrediting the quickness of their writing ability.
Wait a minute, you just jumped down to the thesis statement now.
Jumped
all the way down to the
Oh, yeah. We're talking about Euphoria. My bad.
Slow down.
Slow down. I got to slow down.
Pace, Crody.
Man, there's so much going on. Euphoria. My takeaway there was that to me was the lightest jab in a sense. Like lyrically, it was just talking to Drake. On first listen, I did not like it because it was just kind of like, what is going on? Second listen, because I was able to like remove all of the, rushing to go and listen to the song feelings. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, I like this. And this is a really good song. The beats were well picked. The way he used all of his styles and all of his flows was immaculate and just kind of attacking the general image of Drake, which I only have issues with it because sometimes it feels a lot like colorism in some ways.
You gotta slow down, Crody.
Oh, I'm going too fast.
You giving the whole thing.
Ooh, you go. You go. It was a lot. See, this is what I'm talking about. It's so much in this song, bro. Like my brain went.
Your brain.
There are so many like branching topics,
here.
Man. Oh,
all right,
my gosh.
Let's relax.
Let's slow down.
We here.
Stop it, Aubrey.
We're gonna be here for.
Okay.
We're gonna be here for about an hour. I think the purpose of Euphoria was to back Drake off, and it was to say, I know plenty about what's going on with you, even without having to dig for that stuff. I don't have to dig for it because it just shows up.
Yeah.
And I'm too into my life, into my zen, into my own space to even worry about this right now. And so what I'm saying to you is like, don't come try to like pick apart things and figure it out and dissect me when everything you're trying to dissect is not the real.
Yeah.
And so he goes more into that on 616 and we'll get to that later.
I also felt like he was saying just rap. Like Euphoria felt like the call to like just rap, because even when he used the YMW Melly line, where it's like, I hope they're my real friends, if not YMW Melly.
I think that was one of my favorite parts is that he's like, yo, I love these guys, but I'm gonna explain for 8 bars why things are out of place.
Yeah.
And I like that part because it gives it more context.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I love them to death, and in 8 bars, I'll explain that phrase, right?
Yeah.
It's nothing nobody can tell me. I don't want to talk on no Sally. I think Cole tried to reach out.
Oh, for sure. I think it was just like, but the craziest part about all of this, right? I've never known what their actual issue is. I still don't think he's spoken on whatever the actual issue is. He's just spoken on information that he knows about Drake. And I think that, you know, whether it's lifestyle stuff, I don't think it was the situations that he mentions later on.
I think he says exactly what the issue is in this record. I just hate you. I just don't like you.
Yeah, that just makes sense.
I don't like the fact that the Canadian part of you is coming down to the American part of you and trying to milk the American part of it. You know what I mean? Without embracing the rest of the struggle. That's what I feel like he's about. And so just even looking at these 8 bars, he's like, you know, I'm selfish. I don't want to talk. This is mine. Like, and then he gets into the like inheriting the Pusha T beef.
Yeah, and I mean he picked it up and addressed it essentially the same way. Now I get that part, but it's just more not to me. This is more like a "Where's Ja" moment to me. Like y'all are "Where's Ja" folks to death on the other side of this, where it's like you don't really care what Ja Rule has to say about the situations that were going on at the time. Same way you don't actually care what Drake has to say. You're not like.
Well, I thought that same thing in the last episode.
Yeah.
And that's where I was in the last episode, but I've evolved since then.
Yeah.
And the reason why it's not I don't believe it's a "Where's Ja" situation is because we're not looking for him to come out and say, yo, what happened to George Floyd is absolutely horrible. We're gonna march in the streets. We're gonna take up a flag and we're gonna do what it is. We're not looking for him to say, I stand with Israel, I stand with Palestine, I do this, I do that. We're not looking for him to do that because that would be the most direct way to be in the "Where's Ja" situation.
Yeah.
Where we're looking for him to do is to be authentically a part of the culture, not just kind of extract pieces from it. You don't have to have a whole album themed about it. Like voice it in some sort of way. Share that you know we're hurting, and you can reach out to us in a deep way, which is why he said, you pacify him. You give him a little bit of Kool-Aid and let him go on back to the dance floor.
Okay. So here's my take. Like last time we were talking about Mr. Morale and Big Steppers, right?
Oh, sorry. One more thing.
Oh.
And Michael, even though he had his own struggles, Michael didn't ignore that part.
Right. I give you that. But Mike was also image-wise fighting himself against the things that he was doing.
Well, that's what I was just saying.
And I think that the hardest part about all of this in terms of and this is the genius of Euphoria. We're having this conversation about the authenticity of him as a whole. And trying to like dissect and discern all these different parts. If you put it in the entertainment posture of it, we don't ask those same things of Cole, but Cole, we'll mention, what's going on, and we don't have those same drawbacks or the same skepticism about his lyrics, right?
Yeah, but I think it's away from the colorism piece when we're talking about Cole, because Cole, even though he is, the fact that like we said in the last episode, we don't treat Cole the same way, even though he's biracial, is really hypocritical. I think the difference between the two is that there is a sense of authenticity to Cole when it comes to a black experience in the United States. Folks are trying to say is you didn't grow up here, you didn't live in this experience. Don't come down here trying to extract from this experience as if this was your day to day.
But I also
you experience racism in a different way, in a Canadian way, but not necessarily in an American way. And so that's where I think Kendrick is coming from.
But he also talked about, and Drake has talked about those experiences. When he talks about his life in terms of those different structures or the places that he went or the people that he was trying to be around, that's that thing of trying to find your roots or your connection in a lot of different ways, especially when he would talk about spending the summers or whatever in Memphis, and whether it's authentic or inauthentic to whoever is actually going to fact check him. His whole start from the time that it was like 2005 or 2006, Jay Prince, Bun B, and the rest of them made him spend time in those Texas clubs to understand and connect to that aspect of the music. So when we talk about like him picking from this and picking from that,
I think that's musical though. That's a musical influence.
No, yes, but I also think that in that experience, and then also in the lyrics where he's talking about like the different things of who he's hanging with, and like I said, spending summers in Memphis, talking about the stuff he was doing in Texas and Houston. Even Rick Ross talking about it earlier in his diss track where he was saying like when he was coming around, he was just happy to be around this, the energy of this. Mm-hmm. And I think that like the music is still actual life experience in terms of being around those people and everything else. And I think that that's, again, to credit Kendrick, his whole thing is like searching and wanting that and wanting to, in a way, be accepted, whether it's, I've been very critical of his relationship choices in the same way that Kendrick is, because it's just like, there's no...
Well, he said exactly what you say every day.
Yeah.
Stop it, Aubrey.
Yeah, because you can't complain about a situation you create.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much all your albums is complaining about the situations that you've created, while also then talking about your general experience of trying to find that blackness. And while he does not outright say that's what he's trying to do, you can tell by the stories he's talking about, especially like when he talks about, we tried to sell this time like this person, and he'll talk about that person, but let me tell you about my brother though, and all these different situations where you can tell he's telling stories of other people that are not as authentic to his story. But he's searching for something, and that's basically Euphoria. It's like you search for something, we clearly see it. I hate that about you. Now let's get into the messiest of the mess and listen to Family Matters, and then we'll listen to Meet the Grams.
So we're doing Family Matters, the full track, or the one from IG, or the preview from IG?
Oh, let's do the preview first, because the preview was funny.
Yeah, let's do the preview from IG. This is I guess a Family Matters interlude, so to speak.
Or a diss within a diss.
Right. I took you on tour in 2011. That's just how the industry works.
Yeah, but
I said it last time. They put the gas on him. Universal put the lighter on top of his gasoline as soon as he got connected to Wayne. And being connected to the biggest rapper in the industry in 2011 gives you an advantage.
But also, they all lack self-awareness. Every last one of them, Kendrick, Cole, Sean, Future, everybody you talking about. Like, because, yeah, you might have took people on tour with you, but the excitement was all of y'all being on tour together. It wasn't like, ooh, I'm happy Drake is like Drake. It was more like, oh, snaps, I get to see a Drake, Cole, oh, ASAP pops out, Future pops out. Like, the Paradise Tour was magic for us at that time because these were our up-and-coming stars working together.
Yeah, and taking somebody on tour or giving them an invite to tour means that you respect them.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, they're not on that tour.
And it doesn't make any sense for you to bring somebody that is not, like, at the caliber or on their way to the caliber on your tour.
Yeah. Unless
it's just somebody that you're cool with. And at that point, all of them had made names, period.
And I don't think in 2011 Drake had to do anything under duress, because when you're connected to Cash Money in that way, or Young Money, and signed to Young Money, you really don't need to bow down to the industry tricks and play those games.
Yeah.
So I think really, you taking people on tour is definitely your choice. You definitely respected them. That doesn't run clear to me. So we're gonna play Family Matters. It's about 7 minutes long, so folks on YouTube will see us skip through this.
This is where the actual new song starts, because I feel like that other part he had. Small theory. I think y'all they knew and like this shows it was a mole in your crew and a mole in somebody else's crew because y'all were already writing. Because this ain't by happenstance that y'all can let the clip go that quick. That's all I'm saying. It's just not.
I think there's only one mole.
I mean, it's in OVO, but still, there's somebody somewhere doing something on the other side as well.
There's an OVO owl out there, hooting all over the place,
giving all the information. Like, who do you want to hear information about? Is what they say. Who do I need to talk to give more of this information to Kendrick? Who is snitching?
Basically.
They hired a crisis management team to clean up the fact that you beat on your queen. The picture you painted ain't what it seemed.
Here's the quick version. First of all,
hold up. I feel like you're a Drake fan.
Slightly more than Kendrick, but again, I'm a Lupe fan over all of them, and none of them want to smoke with my mans.
That's not what we're here to talk about.
I just wanted to make it clear that I ain't got a dog in the fight because my dog ain't in the fight.
I like this because my bias leans towards Kung Fu Kenny.
So here's the thing about this record, and again, like
light skin, dark skin, let's go.
What's funny is I'm in terms of lyrical battles, Kendrick is always gonna win, just because that ain't what Drake coming with. Even with this song, there was so much emphasis on like kind of setting up everything. The biggest bars on both instances is like, you talking about as he's addressing everybody. So let me get to the A$AP Rocky one. Yeah. Because that's the one that pops in my head the most. It's like, you hit my baby mama first, but by the time when you was in my baby mama, you know I was with Yearn, right? Like, or did you forget
the timestamps?
Or did you forget that?
Basically.
Also, did you forget that majority of the time, like A$AP Rocky is way doper than what people give him credit for, but also not as dope as what he thinks he is.
But I feel like Drake is telling on himself.
What do you mean?
That he messy.
Oh, for sure. No. 100%. He was definitely telling on himself. And I'm going to get, like, the funny that Drake has is the reason I like this. Because it's still funny. At least in the beginning. At the end, I really hate it. Because I hate that, and I really do hate Meet the Grams. And that's I just hate where they are. Because
I don't.
And I'm going to get there, and I'm going to get there in a minute.
My heart is full.
So in addressing everybody, like addressing the thing with Abel, like at this point, like I feel like trying to make like gay angles or to people is weird because it's not the same, bro.
He doesn't choose who likes his music.
Like it's just not the same. Like I get kind of what you were going for, but like even like the undercover conversations and stuff is different because it's not like you really exposing somebody. Like a lot of times they'll even say it on songs. They'll be like, undercover, I wish you could live in your truth. You know, they'll use that like as a funny little, when people use it, it don't hit the same no more.
But I think the problem is not the person that's undercover. I think the problem is the society that doesn't let them be out.
Yeah, and but either way, I'm saying like these lines ain't gonna hit that way because that is the problem.
Right.
So when you're talking about that don't hit the way. The Rick Ross stuff, that was funny. I liked the conversation about how he kind of took Kendrick's thing about his blackness and being like, this is the situation that's going on with you. How does this look?
Do we even know much about his wife?
Not that I know of. I was kind of interested as to whether or not the cover of Mr. Maryland Big Slips was her, was an actor, or was an actor to his actual life, or if that's like what Drake assumes because he said on a song like you talking about my family because you think we got problems because you listen to Mr. Morale, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like, well, then that poses the same questions to Kendrick at that point. Like, well, okay, so is it an authentic experience or are you creating something for us, the culture, to digest that we need to look at? Or are you pulling from life experiences? Because there were a lot of songs on that album where it seemed like you were speaking from life experiences.
So basically most sources say that she's biracial. So we know.
I forgot.
I mean, but that's the same theme that we've been saying this whole time. Is this whole biracial thing? Mm-hmm. The one drop, like you're saying, is who gives a damn? because society is just gonna see you as black.
For sure. But also, he talks about, and again, he talks about it again on Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, where he's talking about the first white girl he hit. And how it made him feel and all these other things, and like, but also being in that situation of thinking about the different things. And for him, you know, he was trying to cover in his brain, to me, the feeling of doing that, like, well, I'm doing this for my ancestors. I'm treating them like this because of my ancestors.
Which is wild.
Exactly. Which is a weird way to like cope for a choice you're making.
Yeah.
And so that's the part where it's like, if you don't like what he do, you also talked about women, and you just because you say you don't like it, it ain't like. And come on, bro.
And saying that you've been with a bunch of different women ain't a flex, right? Like a bunch of different.
All three of them doing this ain't a flex, given the situations of what y'all are trying to promote and talking about how y'all are as fathers. Because all of them have talked about like the parenting things that they're trying to do. I think even Drake giving Adonis that song and, you know, putting the video out is a cool thing. But like,
I don't think it's a cool thing.
I'm saying for him in terms of what he feels, not
Maybe.
what I would do.
Yeah.
Like if I'm using my, like I'd be Stevie Wonder.
Right.
In
Adonis,
sense, you know,
Adonis is old enough to say, "Dad, I want a song."
Yeah.
Northwest is old enough to say, "Dad, I want a song."
Stop it.
But I think it's the same thing. It's the same thing. That's why my brain says stop it. Is exactly why your brain is saying stop it with Kanye West and his daughter. I just feel like they can make that song, but doesn't need to be out to the world.
Let's get into like the latter half that I do not care for.
So Meet the Grams.
No. The latter half of Drake's record. So
when were you not talking about that?
No, I never started addressing like the last issues on him basically saying that Kendrick had domestic violence.
Oh yeah, okay.
When we get here, that stuff bothers me. Y'all ain't talking about rap no more. At this point, y'all just snitching, both of y'all.
But isn't that a part of our collective history in hip hop?
In a certain way, yeah, but I think we give way too much of a pass for it, for trying to expose somebody. It's snitching. And it's snitching in a way to where it's like,
Pac said, "I F your wife," you know?
Again, it's snitching. And it's like, we give too much credence to it because at this point, what are you trying to gain? So say that's true. Whoa, that's wild and crazy. He makes an album talking about therapy and everything that he's gone through and trying to make peace with this stuff. Like, yeah, if he's trying to make peace for these things that happened in their past relationship, more power to you.
I think they're trying to get people to back off.
I mean, yeah, but like, if we actually know each other, right? You don't want to accept phone calls, so you're not talking to folks. You just said that yourself, and you hate them.
Yeah, but
so who is finna back off if y'all ain't even talking?
Well, I don't think this is about that. This is not a situation where
we talking egos. That's what we're talking.
I don't think we want people to kumbaya. You know what I mean? I don't know if we want that collectively.
What I'm saying is, at this point, the only thing y'all doing is snitching and or dry snitching on each other. And either y'all trying to bring cases, especially when we get into Kendrick's. Because Kendrick's is to where it's like, la fam, that's a case.
Yeah, but I think this is wax. This is a part of the culture. And if they wanted to talk, they would have been talked. And I don't even think it's about them having a conversation in the first place. After we break down Meet the Grams, we can talk about what we really feel like should happen next. You know what I mean?
Okay. Quick question.
Yep.
Was this ever actually an exhibition?
Yeah, it was.
I disagree. Because if your whole thing is you have not liked him and y'all been doing all this stuff, because this is the portion where it's like it gets real dicey with on both ends as to what they're trying to do.
I think like that was the exhibition.
I mean, I think it was, but I also think that like push-ups at that time, even, you know, just the jazz about Top Dog or whatever are current events to the fact that you are no longer TDE. You are full-blown PG Line. That ain't deep digging into the family to me. Now, again, at that point, I'm pretty sure he knows what the rest of push-ups entails, or drop and give me 50. Because like I was telling you earlier, at least that end part of Family Matters, I'm sure he had done, which is probably why he's like, and I'm going to respond this way. The interesting aspect of it is, like, if y'all wasn't friends anyway, why would you, in this deep way, why would you ever presume it's exhibition between y'all if y'all didn't care for each other? Like, because it's not going to be exhibition if I'm speaking on somebody I don't like. I might do like jabs because I don't want to pull it into the dirt, so to speak. But
I think that's you. And I also think that like that wasn't like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Which is why Cole backed up. Is because...
Not Cole backed up because of this.
Cole backed up because of like... I feel like Cole understood what like that was. And he knew that Drake was going to take it to a different place.
I also think he backed up because it wasn't like... So, and I forgot to mention this about Euphoria in terms of Kendrick talking about Drake sending the feature request, because the rumor mill is basically saying that Drake requested for Kendrick to be on first person shooter, which he declined, which at that point, like, I think that would have been dope and amazing. I promise y'all I would have preferred that to just have all three of them on the song than what this is. Like, character assassination is different from, like, I'm putting you on Weinstein's Island. Like, I'm taking all of these things that we were, like, uncomfortable with, i.e. your Millie Bobby Brown conversations, i.e. I think, like, the him and Georgia Smith stuff was a little weird at the time. There's another artist.
So all of the grooming allegations
are... You know, then it's basically the same kind of things that people like to bring up with the Nicki Minaj stuff, in the sense that, you know, the situation and stuff going on with brother, but the stuff going on with whoever's in Drake's crew that's like around kids, then bringing in LeBron and Curry and all the people that Drake is cool with in terms of like productions or whatever the case may be. And it just gets to this place to where now it's like, okay, so what you're saying is, in the same Diddy way, allegations, not even allegations, but raids are coming down for Drake very soon, apparently, at least by him saying that they'll be at the embassy soon trying to like get him out or whatever the case may be. This just gets beyond rap. Like, there are parts in it that I think are okay, but if you are Adonis or if you are his son, how are you personally feeling when you get to an age where somebody's like, you got to listen to this?
I think it's still rap, though. I think it's still rap because it ain't the court of law. Who says any, like, so rap lyrics means that it's real? Rap
lyrics don't necessarily mean that it's real, but in the same way that when Hannibal Buress and others have been having the conversation about Bill Cosby, but the Hannibal Buress like started that conversation, right?
I get it,
in a sense
right.
of like it snowballs into what it's gonna snowball into. The more eyes you get on something, the more like, and if you know, dark shall come to light. So I do understand that.
The court of public opinion has always been public opinion, though.
Yeah,
this hasn't changed, and so rapping about it doesn't change it.
It don't change it, but I just that's the only thing like that I wouldn't, because both of y'all respect y'all's privacy, and also I'm tired of rappers, especially when it comes to beef, especially like even with the Chris Brown song, where everything is about how trifling y'all are as men. Like, I hit this person before you hit that person while you was in a relationship, while, you know, you was thinking about marrying her. Like, how it's just it ain't tasteless, like, or it is tasteless, excuse me. So even when we're talking about Tupac, forget your click. I did this to your wife. Like, murder, kill, real simple stuff. I went back listening to Get Wretched, Die Trying in preparation to think about like the 50 and Ja stuff, right? Like the 50 and Ja stuff, like I remember feeling like, oh, this could pop off at any minute because it was actually based off of something that was real. Y'all's beef be based off of y'all egos in the moment and pillow talking. It's not based in anything to me that is tangibly something that should get to this point. It's fun in a musical sense, but I just feel like they get to the point where it's like,
I feel like all beefs in rap have started with some type of pillow talk.
I agree. and it's cheap. It's crap.
Yeah.
It ain't. I don't know, bro. Like,
But I still think that Kendrick is getting at a point of you gotta stop lying to us, bro.
I think he's just getting to the point of like, stop playing with me. Like,
I think he's saying that and stop lying to us.
So it's very interesting. I wouldn't call it like extremely entertaining because it was entertaining before Meet the Grams dropped, because I like Euphoria. I like 6 a.m. in LA because I think it's a better song.
Mm-hmm.
But once we get to like the end of Family Matters and Meet the Grams, I'm like, okay, y'all doing the most. Like lyrically, Kendrick already won in that sense. And I say that as someone who likes Drake in that sense. But if you're not gonna bar to the truth or bar to like whatever, then you are saying that I lost.
I don't think it's over.
Oh, I definitely don't think it's over.
I think there's gonna be maybe 1 or 2 more exchanges.
I think maybe one more. And depending upon like what these tracks are saying, we might get the Bingo Jay Prince appearance, or somebody appearance to quote unquote squash whatever. Cause they have tuned it up to a level where I'm like, y'all exposing too much, and you know how the internet is. Like, and the internet should not be going and searching for, Kendrick's baby moms. They shouldn't be going and searching. Like, I don't even know if dude has a daughter. Like, it was someone that he has like an 11-year-old daughter, so he had a kid before. Like,
well, I think
it's weird, bro.
My theory on that one is like, oh, she's 11 years old. Oh, that was when y'all were on tour together, right? So
that would be. So it's a weird situation where it's like, y'all got to chill. I'm glad that at this point that Cole got out of it, because I wouldn't want him to. Because Cole is the only one out of the 3 of them that this would have been competition.
I think Cole knows all of this stuff.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
I think he understands and is familiar with everything that's being said here. 100%. And he was like,
nope.
Not for me, dog.
Well, because I would not want to be tied to the allegations of basically grooming and damn near pedophilia in terms of like the Weinstein stuff. Like, I don't want to be nowhere near that. Oh, they should have just left each other alone. This is uncomfortable. Like, I feel like we're in a therapy session that we don't have no business being in.
I'm not uncomfortable at all, because this is not real life. And they're still records, and we're not violent. You know what I mean? And that's where, and words can be violent, and so I want to recognize that. But in this situation, I don't think we've crossed the line to like legit violence.
You compare me to Weinstein, we've crossed the line of legit violence, bro. Like, no, we're not finna do that. Like, nah, I don't know how much you would have rap for Kendrick winning, but what we not gonna do is act like we not at violence. We at violence. Listen, fam.
I don't think we're at violence because he was already there. He already had those accusations.
If you talk to my children and my mama and my pops, we at violence, fam.
I mean, but I'm talking about real violence. I'm talking about physical violence.
I am 100% telling you, like, we are at physical violence. Like, there are some people you can compare me to. You can say I'm the worst out of whatever.
Yeah.
But you compare me to Harvey Weinstein, given what he got going on. You compare me to like Epstein and all these people. You got to see me, bro. The same way it's like the rappers with the domestic violence stuff. Like, you still got to see me on that level too. But also, if we are like past that, so on and so forth, that's not something I really got to fight you about.
Yeah.
But the direct, like, nah, bro. Like, you might as well don't put me anywhere near that, because pedophilia in of itself, like, bro, that's jail time. That's like in jail. The dude's in jail about to beat the bricks off of you, amongst other things. Like, because they don't fool with that. That's not the line that they cross.
You got relax.
My bad. We got to fight.
It's like
not
it's
me,
like
you, but not me. But like, if somebody was to do that on a song to me,
the No Rhyme or Reason rap beef is coming up next.
No, but. That's just one of those why I'm saying, like, I think it has escalated past that point. Like, I've enjoyed everything up until those songs. And like I said, the end of Family Matters and Meet the Grams are the only place where I'm like, ooh, y'all are entering. Y'all really do need to go catch a fade with each other territory because this just ain't it.
I wanna understand what the fans feel like.
Yeah.
Whether they're not on Team Light Skin, Team Chocolate.
Oh, here we go, man. Just, and know that at the end of the day, what you feel don't change how I feel.
Right.
But I do care about what y'all are saying about this, like, because as the fans are engaging in this, is this fun for y'all? Is it fun because it's messy and we as a society love messy?
I think this is reality TV territory.
Yeah.
So, appreciate y'all for listening.
All right. We'll see y'all in the next piece. A 1 and a 2. And